everybody. Welcome to the GLTG podcast. I'm your host, Kyle. With me is...
Hi, my name is Perry.
I'm Lori. I got looped into this today.
Yeah, Lori was a last-minute addition. Nobody knew she was coming. She didn't even know she was coming.
Nope.
Because my brother's an idiot.
I've been fooled.
But it's okay. We'll enjoy her company. And last but not least...
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Okay.
All right.
Great to be here. Thank you.
I only brought you on to make fun of you.
Well, I've been told I have a voice, or I've been told...
You have a voice, really?
I've been told I have a face for radio. I think he was trying to call me ugly, but it works out. I'm here. So.
That's so endearing. Did you just hit your teeth with the cup? Aubrey's drinking coffee. Didn't go well for her.
Never does.
I'm going to start by saying I'm not sick anymore. I thank everybody in my life who stuck with me through the hard times.
Yeah, you sound great now.
Thank you.
You sounded dead the last one.
It was so bad,
Yeah,
dude.
it was awful.
It was, yeah. I couldn't even really breathe. I can breathe today. I'm feeling good. In other news, I got my car back. I'm very happy about that, except for the fact that it's not fixed. It was in the shop for 13 days.
Is it ever really fixed?
No.
It was steaming like a Detroit sewer when it pulled up.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
The
man.
coolant started falling out of the car, which is a problem that I had with it like months ago, and I thought I fixed it, and now it's back again. I don't know. It doesn't work, but that's okay.
That's okay. You drove here.
I did drive here. I
It's
drove to Detroit and back.
Top down.
Oh, yeah, you know it. The weather was good yesterday in Michigan, so
Very beautiful.
today it was a little bit cooler and the sky was overcast, but I still put the top down just to enjoy the weather because we're getting a snowstorm soon. What is that, tomorrow? Is it starting?
I thought it was supposed to rain.
Yeah, I heard it
It's
was
going to rain
snowing.
down here, but in the rest of Michigan it's going to be snow. Snow and sleet.
I hate Michigan.
Michigan's great, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm in my element now that it's about to rain. I love it.
I do love the rain. I'm very happy it's going to rain, but it might be ice rain because it's going to get colder.
Well, that'll be sick though.
Yeah, that'd be great. I love dying.
I love
I
hail.
love hail.
Hail's pretty cool.
I bruise
man.
like a peach.
Luckily, my car is a convertible, so I don't get hail damage. Only on the side of the car, in the hood.
Just brain damage from the hail hitting your head.
It's a cloth top, dude. It's not going to...
I was picturing the
With
top
the top, yeah, I'm
down.
gonna ride with the top down, Aubrey. Yep, that's exactly it. I wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up on the boots conspiracy that Clay brought up on the moon landing, because Clay is
Okay.
an idiot.
All right, I'm ready for this.
Love
Now, a little recap if y'all didn't watch the first episode or listen. My brother told me that the moon landing was faked, and I got really pissed off, and I called him a name. And Clay tried to play devil's advocate because he's stupid, and he said that, well, the boot prints that for Neil Armstrong didn't match with the boot prints on the moon. Now, I looked into it. I was very thorough. Mm-hmm. By that I mean I looked at 2 websites
Yeah.
because I'm not going to waste my time.
Were they
You gotta get your
government
sources
websites?
in.
It was
Yeah,
one of them was
academic
Snopes.
citations or-
Snopes.
Oh,
Is that
Snopes.
a
The
good
fact
site?
checking
The fact checking.
website.
Okay.
Trump
Lori,
should
is that
check
it
that
trusted?
out.
I've never heard of Snopes.
You've never heard? All right. Well, Lori's out.
Lori's
Thanks
not
for joining
credible.
us.
He Snopes it.
I did. I Snoped it.
Nice.
So, I read this article on Snopes. Said, obviously, that is a false statement because who would believe that?
Wow.
Essentially, first off, the boot print in that picture is of Buzz Aldrin,
Oh.
not Neil Armstrong.
It's a different boot.
Not necessarily, because they all have the same equipment. But even with that dumb fact aside, they had boot covers
Yeah.
over the boots that protect it so it's an extra layer so it doesn't rip.
shit.
That boot cover is what's on the surface, not the boot cover
they
itself,
had
but the
boot
print.
covers?
They had boot covers. You can look this up. There are pictures of them.
I saw
And
it on
also,
Twitter.
there's literally a picture that I think Neil Armstrong took of Buzz Aldrin going into the lunar lander. You can see his boots. They have the stripes on them, the same as the boot print
Oh,
on the moon.
no.
So people who believe that are fucking stupid. I just wanted to point that out.
Perry,
That's the follow-up.
I feel like Kyle's talking to you.
No, he doesn't believe he didn't believe the boot thing. He just
Oh,
said that
okay.
the moon landing was not. I don't want to misquote him. You said you believe we've been to the moon, but just not at that time.
No, I said I believe we've been to the moon. I just don't believe anybody filmed it like on the moon. Why would
I want to
someone
remind
film it?
everyone that he said, where would they get the light from?
Well, yeah, bro. It's a vacuum.
The vacuum doesn't
It
obstruct.
takes the light away.
No, he's
I feel
looking
like
at
that's
me.
a black
yeah.
hole.
Yeah, that's a black hole.
The
But
moon is a black hole.
Thank you, Harry. All right, so
Are you an astronomer?
Harry actually
I've been
took a
astronomy.
physics class. I've been astronomy. Yeah. Aubrey, after that follow-up, tell me about yourself. We haven't had you on yet.
I'm the youngest. I turned 18 yesterday, actually.
Yeah, she's a baby.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really like movies and musical theater and like things that put everyone else to sleep, like true crime podcasts.
Yeah, this is the wrong podcast.
Yeah, it really is. I could talk about, murder for days, but I feel like that's not this kind of podcast.
So should I murder you and then make a podcast about that?
100%.
All right,
but
deal.
only if you make it thorough enough to have like 8 parts.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, like have there be different twists and turns. Like my parents definitely have to be a suspect.
Okay.
Like Teresa and Rob, shout out.
I'll get Race in there too.
Oh yeah, the jealous brother.
Yeah, jealous brother. Yep. So you're still in high school.
I am.
That's kind of boring.
It's awful.
It's really awful. Where are you going to college?
Wayne State.
Lori, do you have any?
Hey, shout out.
Yeah, I'm very excited actually.
I went to Wayne State for a semester. Half a semester. I dropped out in October. I stopped going in October.
Yeah.
I dropped out the second semester.
I would say it's nice to be a fellow student with you, but I can't say that. So
Luckily, I still
Ooh.
luckily I still have my one card, so I pop in there.
there you go.
sometimes.
You can play pool.
I did go play pool the other day. It was awesome. I was like, I'm a student.
Yeah, when I
Haven't
went
been
on my
in, like,
tour,
5 months.
I played pool because I feel like that's part of the Wayne experience.
That's every college.
I have not had that experience at any of my 3 colleges.
Wow, 3.
Well, you're boring then, because I went to Oakland with Clay once, a couple times actually, to play pool, and I met some nice Oakland kids.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We played pool with them, yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited to live downtown.
Yeah, downtown Detroit's a very fun area. Very
Yeah,
Ooh,
vibrant.
are you staying in dorms?
I am. I'm
Nice.
dorming with my cousin and best friend, Chloe. And we're super excited about it. Just to actually be downtown and be like immersed in it instead of like 30 minutes out. Because it is close,
Yeah,
but
we
just
do live close to Detroit.
being able
I
to
live in
be there in the heart of all of it all.
Yeah.
Oh, that was not correct.
All of it
but,
all. Laura, you live pretty close there, don't you? Not close to Detroit, but you go to Wayne.
Yeah, I do go to Wayne. I grew up about a half mile outside of Detroit's, but now I stay up Harper, so I'm right down the expressway, but not near the city.
Gotcha.
How do you like it?
I don't quite like my living experience, but I like Wayne State. I plan on moving down there too. Probably not in the dorms. but
Yeah.
If I can find a roommate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dorms are like I wish I had done dorm life. I think I might actually still be at Wayne State if I was in dorm because like for me it's like to actually go to school I have to be there.
Yeah.
And if I'm not at the school at all times, I'm not gonna want to
The
go. And
motivation
that's
just
exactly,
drains.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is I wasn't there, and I'm like, I can skip this class today.
Yep.
I can.
I feel like
I'm
the
too
commuter
busy.
culture of Wayne is really interesting.
really shitty.
Because you don't really get immersed in the
No.
college
No.
culture the way you do when you actually stay on campus.
Because it's like
I
yeah,
think it'll be a better experience for you, but
Yeah.
for me, like when I go to Wayne State, it took me pretty much a whole year to really get a feel for that campus, just because I would be there twice a week for classes and
Yep.
then I'd leave.
I knew 2 people who went to Wayne who lived there this year and 2 people who commuted. Both of the commuters dropped out. Kyle was one of them. And the 2 people who live there absolutely
other
love
one?
it. Brendan.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But the 2 people who live there absolutely love it and wouldn't have picked the Wayne over State or anything, or would have picked Wayne over State and Michigan because they both got into those.
So how does your family feel about you deciding to move to Detroit?
Well,
Because I know for me that was like a really big factor in me choosing not to live downtown my
Yeah.
first semester. I was all for it, but my family was so afraid. Like they thought that I would not live through the year if
Yeah,
I
white
went to
people don't
downtown.
like Detroit. It's a
Yep.
fact. Older white people.
Well, I'm the youngest, so my parents are like pretty attached to me because I'm finally like
Must be
leaving
nice.
the nest. But my brother and sister both went out of state college, so they're used to like them leaving and not seeing us very often. But my mom's grew up in Detroit and she loves Detroit. But my dad hates Detroit. He grew up in a rich household in like Tennessee and New Jersey and Ohio. Like he's the white of the white. And he hates Detroit. He thinks it's dangerous, and he wants me to live at home. But I was like, you didn't make my brother and sister live at home. I'm going to live there. I'm going to live in the heart of Detroit and be my own person and be independent
Ooh.
and edgy.
I could just imagine
Oh,
that
man.
conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's a lesser of 2 evils. Like at least I can still
Right.
see
I was
you.
Yeah,
like,
she's close to home.
yeah,
essentially,
because they
so-
go down there to eat all the time and stuff, too. So it's kind of like a win-win
Like a, like,
for
good
my
time.
mom because, like, I get to stay close.
Yeah. See, at least your parents are experienced with downtown. My mom hasn't been in Detroit since she was probably my age.
Wow.
Yeah, not even for like a sports game. She won't go down there.
Really?
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's missing out on so much.
it is.
I don't
and
really
it's
like the
sad. I've
sport
tried to
game
convince
culture
her,
of
but she's
Detroit,
not
though.
for it.
I've been to 2 Tigers games in my days.
I've been to a lot
They were
of
both
games.
okay.
I don't like baseball. It's way too slow. I like the hockey games though. I feel like once I turn 21 and I'm able to drink myself into oblivion and maybe fight in the parking lot, have that real hockey experience.
Yeah.
It's a Blink-182 song. Yeah, I don't know. The sport I like. I mean, I can't really talk about the sport culture in Detroit because I don't like sports, but I do like hockey. I'm kind of sad about the Joe Louis, but it's whatever.
I really liked the Joe. I had been there 3 or 4 times for games because my parents love hockey, and
Yeah.
that's what we went to growing up. But I like the feeling of, like, sitting outside on a nice summer day at baseball games. Like, that's what I like about
you know
them.
that Joe Louis wasn't a baseball arena?
I know.
So, okay.
Kyle,
Just
I
making
was
sure.
segueing into... I forgot what the baseball stadium's called.
Jesus, it's Comerica Park.
That's what... Okay, I didn't want to be wrong.
I remember Segway. Speaking of
Yeah.
Segways, I was coming back from Windsor one time, a night of drinking, pre-21. We're coming back back from under the tunnel, and I pull up on the Detroit side, and we get to the first road outside of the border crossing, and this group of white people on Segways start
Nice.
zooming in front of us. And I'm like, am I in the right place right now? Like, is this...
I mean,
is
that's
this
how I plan
Detroit?
on getting around Detroit next year.
Yeah, who wouldn't
Walking
use a
is
Segway?
for poor people.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
to
so
be
they're now
fair-
running Segway tours around downtown Detroit.
Damn, you know.
Perry
I
and
want to take one.
Yeah,
You know what the most optimal way to get around Detroit is, bro? You get a fucking moped, alright?
that's true. I was gonna bring up Perry and I did a Segway tour of what city was it?
Oh, fuck that. That was
Oh.
like...
Was it Ann
It was,
Arbor?
it was like Royal Oak or something.
It was
dude.
not Royal Oak, you idiot.
It was far out. I don't know. Was it
was
Rochester
Royal
Hills?
Oak is not far out.
Well,
like
far
5
out
miles
from
away.
here. No, never mind.
Royal Oak is
Listen.
like 2 miles away.
All right, sometimes I
Anyways.
don't remember where I'm at. Now listen up.
Fucking Christ.
Disassociation.
Yeah.
You get a
Anyways.
moped, bro, and you go around Detroit. That's the best way.
No, or
My moped
walking.
sucked. My moped
could
was
walk.
terrible.
Nah, fuck walking. That's for poor people.
It's for
That's
poor people.
for
That's right. I
mopeds.
forgot.
Get a
are for
moped,
rich
bro.
people.
Shout
Mopeds
out,
are for the
you know,
middle class.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Segways, rich people.
Yeah. They just remind me of Paul Blart, who's like when I think of rich people, I think of Paul Blart Mall Cop. So
I literally hate you. How
Yeah.
does that equate in any way? Paul Blart was a mall cop. That does not equal rich.
he had a Segway.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why he was rich.
Speaking of Segways, I don't have one. I did want to bring up a little to a previous conversation about my car. I got it back while I was driving. My grandpa loaned me his Jeep. I broke it while I was driving it, and that was a fun experience to tell him his Jeep was broken while I still needed it. You should have heard him.
Your grandpa is my favorite person because he just rips on you constantly.
He hates me.
It's
but,
so funny when we're over his house. He's just tearing into you.
Lori, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, I needed my lavender shea butter.
Okay. Anyways,
Your
never.
grandpa's
never
good
do
at
that
ripping,
again.
bro.
I remember the first time I met your guys' grandpa, Perry was driving. We were picking up Kyle's car.
Oh God,
fuck.
I
And
remember this.
I was in the back seat, and your grandpa was just shitting on you for being an awful driver the
just ironic.
whole time. And then he asked me, I specifically remember, he was like, "Oh, are you graduated?" I was like, "No, I'm a senior." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna graduate before Perry does." And he was really ruthless.
Which, you know what, in Perry's defense, the other day I tried making a trade deal with him where he would come over and clean for me if I finished his math so that he could progress
that's
towards
true.
graduation. And I did this math probably my 9th grade, 10th grade year of high school. So between then and now I'm a junior in college, I don't know any of this anymore. I haven't used any of it in my major. I'm not a math or science major. So I'm sitting here trying to figure his math out, and I couldn't even follow through on it.
I thought you were gonna say something
it's
like,
difficult.
"No, Perry turned it down because he has such integrity towards wanting to graduate himself." But
Fuck
no,
no.
he totally didn't do
No,
that.
no.
You just couldn't figure it out.
I have a really funny story about my grandpa. The first time RJ met my grandpa, that was amazing. So, we have a cabin up north. It's actually a trailer, but I don't like saying that. It's a trailer in the woods. It feels really weird to say that out loud. I thought it was really normal to say when I was a kid. I was like, I have a trailer up north in the woods. And it's not normal to say. But nonetheless, so I have a trailer up north. My grandpa does. And when I first got my car, I wanted to go up there as much as I could. And so I was like, RJ, let's go up north to my trailer. My grandpa will be there and my dad will be there, and it'll be really, really chill.
Your grandpa's the definition of chill.
Yeah. So that was a whole fun weekend, let me tell you. We go up there. I'm driving with RJ in the passenger seat or whatever. And it's a 2.5 hour drive. And so we're just kind of like hanging out, whatever, talking. We get there and we go down the hill. That's the driveway. Lori, I'm going to kick your ass. Anyways, we go down the driveway. We go up the driveway. It's a nice little valley. Mm-hmm. We pull up, and the front door to the trailer does not face the driveway. It's like faces the opposite direction. So you have to pass the trailer to see the front door. We pull past it, and as I pull around, I see my grandpa standing on the porch, hands on hips. He's not wearing a shirt. And he's just standing there. And I'm like, God damn it. This is the first time my friend has ever met this guy. And he's just fucking beer belly, hanging out, standing on the porch with his dog. Fucking Murphy. Yep.
Murphy.
And that was the first time RJ met my grandpa.
That's awesome.
No, it
my
wasn't.
grandpa's the same way though. He
It was
lives also. It's not a trailer, but it's one of those like mobile homes.
So a trailer.
But not like like they set
An
it there.
RV.
You know?
Yeah,
that type of
so
thing?
a trailer.
Okay, whatever.
That's what a trailer
Whatever.
is.
It's a big ass trailer.
Whatever.
That's what they call it.
Okay, he lives in a big ass trailer, in the woods on his land, and I
It's just
brought
convenient, yeah.
I brought one of my friends up there one year, and she was Native American, and he was like, "Oh, what Indian are you?" I'm like, "Oh my God,
the
Grandpa!" And then I brought my
That's
other
some shit my
friend,
grandpa would say.
Jocelyn, up there once, and he does not remember her name, just refers to her as the tall girl or the one who looks like a tree.
Oh my God.
He loves her. Like he still like likes her stuff on Facebook and like messages her on every holiday, but he like never remembers her name ever. And it's so funny. He's like, "When are you bringing the tall one back? You're still friends with the Native American?" I'm like,
The Native
"Grandpa."
American. At least he said
He's
Native.
learning. He's
Yeah,
learning.
He said
Yeah.
Native American. That's acceptable, I guess. It's like how he refers to Hendrix as the thief. Hendrix has never stolen anything in his life. I
He
can't
does look kind of
imagine.
shifty though.
He does.
He's got shifty eyes,
When he hunches over, he looks like
Yeah.
a fucking
like a-
crow or something, you know?
like a rat in a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah. I hope he listens to this. But I love you, Kyle. Anyways, no, my grandpa literally, he was mad that I had Hendrix on last week. He was like, "Why'd you have the thief on? You said you weren't going to have him on there." And I'm like, "Okay, Grandpa, I'm sorry."
Can we have your grandpa as a special guest?
No.
Please.
No.
Oh my God, I would pay for that.
Oh, okay.
If you make like a Patreon
I'll do it just for that. Fuck. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
that
deal.
could be like one of our stretch goals.
at
Like,
$50 a month.
Get Grandpa on here.
just
Ray.
one time.
Just once, yeah.
Oh yeah, not as a return guest.
For this. I'm for this.
There we go.
No, I
Set
want
up
your
a
grandpa
Patreon.
every week. Can your grandpa be the new host?
Yep,
man.
Grandpa. He did work on radios. Did he ever tell you that, Perry? He used to work on radios.
Dude,
as
we
a
went
job.
to ABC Hardware the other day to go look for car stereos. So yeah,
For my car. 'Cause I
for
know-
his 2002.
For his. Oh really?
Yeah.
If he puts a new stereo in it, I'm fucking.
The one
stealing
you've been
that
driving on?
car. The Jeep, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I hate that car. Is because it doesn't have an aux port, or like at least it could have a cassette.
That's not the
deck,
only
you know?
reason we hate the car. It smells like dog and maple syrup.
It's
in
had
it.
like 4 generations of dogs in it for literally.
You could
16
literally put like a bleach bomb in it, and I think if you still open the door, it'll just smell like dog and
yeah.
maple syrup.
Yeah, I don't know what the maple syrup. It's the heater. It's the
either.
heater core that's broken in that car. Because all the windows fog up except for the driver's
Yeah.
side. It's great. Can't see anything out of it.
It's
awesome.
an experience.
It's a great car. And then I broke the exhaust pipe on it.
Yeah.
It was
Now it sounds
horrible.
like a monster lives in it.
No, it's in the shop now.
Oh, okay.
He put it in the shop yesterday when I got my car back. Speaking of, when I got my car back, he made me put Murphy in the Celica. I'm like, Grandpa, what in the fuck? I'm like, no. He said that to
That's
he.
horrible.
He was like, hey, take Murphy, put him in your car. I was like, I think I literally said to him, I'm like, are you joking? Fuck no. I didn't say the fuck no part, but I was in my head. I'm like, there's no way in fucking hell I'm putting that dog in my car.
The
My
back
car
seat
is a two-seater.
So small.
Yeah, it's not a 2-seater. It fucking looks like a 2-seater. You can't. Fit
It
things
should
back
not
there.
be a 4-seater.
Yeah, I know.
Like
It
you could
should
not
be a
fit 4
2-seater.
people in there unless they were toddlers.
Yeah. So it's like, I had to put Murphy back there.
Oh my God.
But you know the little window in the
Yeah.
back seat that rolls down. I rolled that down for him. He was like sticking his head out of it.
What an idiot.
I
yeah.
love Murphy.
And then I had to drive my grandpa home, and that was an experience in itself.
Wow.
You could only imagine.
I wish I was there. I mean, there wouldn't have been
Yeah,
room
you-
for
you
me
had
with
to be in the
Murphy.
trunk.
Yeah.
Grandpa was inside your car.
Yeah. We dropped
man.
the Jeep off, and I had to take him home.
That's rich.
Yeah, it was great.
How did he like that?
He didn't say much, thankfully.
Oh, that's good.
He
That's
did
a
give me a
first.
lecture on the way to the shop about how terrible my life decisions were.
Oh, well.
And then he yelled
That's
at
like
me.
an everyday convo with you guys, though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was there the other day to pick up Murphy's dog poop.
Really?
Left
For
over
money?
from the winter.
Yeah.
For money. And, yep. He was just lecturing me about my truck that was back there. And how
I
shouldn't-
like your truck. It's so cool.
I know, it's
looking.
radical,
If
dude.
Perry had money and fixed it, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
But
I thought you got it working.
I did.
I mean, it runs. It's just,
It's not really leaking transmission fluid right now, so I'm kind of happy about that.
I like not really like.
I mean, because it's gonna come back. Those things don't just disappear. you
Right,
know?
yeah. I feel like
It's for
Like a
reference, it's a
gasket.
1990 Ford Ranger with Borderlands decals.
Oh,
and
it's so
It
cool
has
looking.
a fucking smokestack on it. It's a really
yeah,
cool car.
man, it's a cool car, dude.
It's like a car you'd like take a picture of in a parking lot.
I have before.
Yeah.
Really?
that
Of
is
his
neat.
car, yeah.
I knew guys that I used to work at Discount Tire with that had taken pictures of my car before I'd even met them.
The first
That
time
was
you pulled up to my
interesting.
house in that truck, I think I made you pose with it.
Yeah, I love that.
I
car.
used that truck to try to get with a girl once.
Oh my god.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
No name dropping, but she was
my
really
God.
into big trucks. And I was like, I have a
Big trucks?
yeah, not so I tried. I had to finesse this thing,
Oh yeah.
and
that
I was
car
like,
is-
it's a tiny fucking truck.
You've
And
ever
I was
seen
like,
a
I have a
Ford
truck.
Ranger, yeah.
I have a dually.
I have a dually. Yeah, it's not a dually, but it didn't work. She didn't get with me.
I feel like
I'm very
most of
sorry.
the time you trying to pick up girls doesn't work.
No, never. I'm lucky right now. I got Bailey.
But with the
She likes
Celica, I mean, it's a convertible
Celica is
that
a
has
fucking
tons of
chick
clout.
magnet, bro. Yeah, and a stick shift. Nobody
Yeah.
knows how to drive stick.
Well, the stick shift doesn't impress most people, other than
It
like.
impressed my last girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She really got it.
Well, I feel like I can't drive it, so like that's kind of impressive, but also,
So I
Yeah.
learned how to drive stick one time.
Just once.
My well, a couple times actually. My grandpa started it out. He won't drive anything but stick shifts.
Yeah, I
Still
feel
to this
that.
day, he'll special order a stick shift car
That's gonna be
because
me in
it's
10
more
years.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is reasoning. But
I agree.
when I went to the University of Colorado, I worked at the Environmental Center. And we had this miniature, when I say miniature, I mean like clown car size. Like what you would buy your 8-year-old for their birthday type of looking car. It was super old and it like spewed out fuel,
Nice.
not environmentally friendly at all. And it was a stick shift that stalled out every now and
I'm
then.
really into this.
So this is how
Sounds
I
like
really
the
learned how to
Celica.
drive stick shift. Is I would be in this car trying to move this little stick shift. I would have a person in the passenger seat, and every now and then they had to get out and go in the back and give us a little push to get us started.
Damn.
Especially when
I've
we're
been-
trying to
This
make
is
it
Celica.
uphill. You should have heard the way that thing would roar. But yeah, I think now they're saving up to get a hybrid vehicle. But I
That's
just
probably
thought
good
it
if
was
they're an
so
environmental
ironic
center.
How extremely
Yeah, they have to make up
environmental
for
the city of
all the
Boulder would
years.
be, and then the environmental center has the most
non-eco-friendly.
friendly car ever.
Nice.
I learned how to drive stick in a, I think it was a 2014 Subaru. It was a really nice car. I'm pretty sure I fucked up the clutch in it because I was so bad at it. And then I didn't even learn how to drive stick in that. It was Benson's car, if you remember his Subi.
Oh, okay.
We took it up north to the trailer, and I must have been 14 at this time. He's like, "You want to learn how to drive stick?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool, dude." And I didn't really.
Yeah.
And then I tried again with that same car. We went camping in Iowa. It was like a little group thing, and they wanted to do a beer run, so I had to drive the car to the city. It was really hard, and I stalled it out a lot. And then I officially learned in my Celica, and that's why the clutch is
You're
fucked up.
still learning?
I'm still learning. I've had it for a year. Can't drive it.
Yeah.
Nah, I can drive it. Not well.
Not well, but you get us around.
It's not even my fault that the car.
It's never Kyle's fault.
yeah.
His Impala was bad. His
That car
Celica's
was
bad.
bad.
Impala was fucking radical.
It was
bro.
radical, except for the fact that it didn't work.
The Impala had the best seating ever.
It
It was leather. It had so much foot room. Oh,
And
I
the
missed
heated
that
seats,
car.
man.
Heated seats.
Ooh, butt warmers.
The windows didn't fog up like incessantly.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Not when
Don't
they
even-
weren't supposed to.
The Celicas don't even do that now. That was that one time in the winter.
Your windshield wiper literally like didn't work.
Oh, it still doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not an
so-
issue though. It's the passenger side. I don't need that side.
Oh my god. Kyle's driving is scary sometimes.
My driving's scary. Which one of us has totaled the car, Aubrey?
I feel attacked. It was not my
the only
fault.
one here who's totaled a car is Aubrey, so I don't want to hear it.
Listen,
I don't know. I came close.
But did you?
it was rainy.
I fixed it up.
It wasn't even. I didn't total my car. I totaled my brother's, which makes it a lot worse.
Yeah.
So the story is, he didn't want me to take his car that day. He said, "Aubrey, you're gonna get in an accident." I was like, "Race, no, I'm not. Shut up. Give me your car."
Oh shit.
I was picking up my friend, and I just really wanted bubble tea, and so we were going to Royal Oak to get bubble tea, and I missed the turn getting off the freeway. So I was like, "I'll just do the turnaround and go into Ferndale and go to the bubble tea place in Ferndale." 90 feet in front of the bubble tea place in Ferndale, Silverado stopped, like wasn't moving, but their brake lights weren't on, and I wasn't on my phone or anything. Like I would have said if I was, because I sometimes am changing songs on my phone, but I wasn't. And I looked in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, this car isn't moving.
Before?
Well, I don't know, I probably glanced to the side or something, but I wasn't like staring into my friend's eyes or anything. And so I realized they weren't moving, and I slammed on the brakes, and it was raining, and I hydroplaned right into the back of the Silverado. And I was really upset. But it was really funny because when I got out and went to go talk to the lady, she was like drinking like an ice cap from Tim Hortons at the time of the crash, and it went all in her face, and she had whipped cream all over her face. Like she got pied or something. And I was like traumatized because I just totaled my brother's car. But I also like was like, are you okay? Like it was hilarious, but I couldn't laugh. And looking back on it, I wish I could have like filmed it because it was so perfect. Because she was angrily screaming at me with whipped cream on her face, and I couldn't take her seriously.
That's pretty fortunate for you.
Yeah, like it really lightened my mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you wouldn't care if I totaled your Jeep? Never mind.
Well, the only time I ever got into like a little bit of a kerfuffle, it wasn't even like I was merging onto a highway, and I don't know why, but I thought my car was dirty and I was really insecure about it, and I looked behind me for like a split second to check out my trunk, and then I hit a 2016 Dodge Charger that was like brand fucking new.
So was it a douchebag driving it, or?
Oh yeah, because I
Charger.
barely tapped him because we were merging onto a highway. It was like rush hour, and we were like bumper to bumper already. And so we were probably going like 5 miles an hour, and like the only thing that happened was he had like a little plastic disc that popped out of his bumper, and he was so pissed about that. He was just like, I don't even know what that is, and you knocked it out. Now what am I gonna do?
It's the engine.
Right.
It's ruined.
And I was like, well, you want to like call the cops or what? And he's like, God damn it! And he just got into his car and then sat there because we were all stopped. So I was like,
That's amazing.
Just pouting.
yeah. Well, so I mean, it hurt my soul a lot. I really felt bad about that because especially for like a newer car, I definitely will feel bad about that.
I felt really bad, I guess, when it happened, but I was also, I don't know, I was kind of in shock, and listen, my car, the car was totaled where their car literally had a a dent on the bumper, so it was kind of hard for me to feel bad for hitting them when really my car got all the damage.
Yeah.
Not fair. I mean, like, I know I hit them, but...
Yeah, I'm just like, you could have just not hit them. But,
anyways, but, so I felt bad, but I also felt worse because I totaled my car. That sounds really entitled and selfish. I'm like, I don't care. They had a bump.
They had a little dent. There were a few times I nicked things. In the Impala, when I first got this thing, it didn't have working brakes. That's not an exaggeration. The brakes literally didn't work. You had to slam the brake pedal to even remotely just slowly stop. Terrible. I don't know why the fuck we bought this car. So...
The legroom.
I was with the same girl you got into an accident with. And we were going down the service drive of 696, and it was rainy. And
That'll do it.
There was a dually in front of me, and he was trying to get into the left lane, like the turn lane on Hoover. He was trying to get into that, but his truck was too wide, so he was going to hit the car to his right, so he slammed on his brakes and stopped. I didn't expect that because there was so much space in front of him that I just anticipated he wouldn't slam on his brakes and stop. I was too close. I slammed on my brakes, which don't work, and just bopped his car. His truck was obviously fucking fine. Yeah. It's a giant dually, and the bumper is made of, like, steel. I dented the hood and cracked my headlight. It wasn't a major crash, but I was so pissed off. I'm like, I literally got this car 2 months ago. I've already fucking hit something with it. I was so mad. And this guy gets out of his truck. He's like... he waddles over. He was a big fat dude. He waddles over, looks at the bumper. He's like, it's not a big deal. Takes his shoe, puts it on his bumper and starts tying his shoe. He's like, all right, have a nice day. And then he got back and I was like, motherfucker. I'm like, I was so angry.
He
wish.
knew. He knew.
He knew.
He fucking knew.
I
So
wish.
that was my crash story. And then there was another time where I bumped your Jeep with the GL on purpose. And then I cracked my own headlight, and I was really pissed off about it.
Yeah, my Jeep doesn't take damage, bro. It's facts.
I was going like 2 miles an hour, and I was like, oh, check this. I was like with a friend. I was like, oh, I'm gonna bump my brother's car. And then I cracked my headlight after I just replaced it. I was like, wow,
oh
I
my
want to
God.
die. I don't know why I did that. It was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever done.
Did either of you have to deal with like police?
No, never.
See, my crash story. I actually crashed into a parked vehicle. I was 16 years old. It was like my first few months driving around, young and dumb. And I hit a man's parked old metal vehicle with a metal bumper. The only damage to his vehicle was I knocked his bumper askew. My vehicle, on the other hand, was deemed totaled by 2 different mechanics until I find some pretty like
Shady.
Sketchy.
yeah. I found someone who helped me get rig my vehicle back together, and
Is it the same
now
car you're driving
I
now?
still drive this car to this day. She is a
Wow.
champion. She is a badass motherfucking Buick, 2002 Buick Century. Shout out to the Buick company for making reliable
Shout out.
vehicles.
Shout out to
But-
Buick.
My experience was really
Sponsor.
bad
Son of
because
Buick.
the cops were involved, and initially I talked to the man whose vehicle I'd hit, and he had this giant cross on his wall, and there was an elderly man and his wife. They were so sweet, and we decided that we would work it out together.
Yeah.
I would buy him a new bumper, help him get that bumper onto his vehicle, and then we would move on with our lives. But he contacted his nephew or something, who told him maybe you could get a little extra cash out of these people. So then he decided to take me to court and fucked us both over. I got a $375 ticket and he didn't get a dime.
Wow.
Nice.
So now if I hit anything and it's not nearly totaled, I am not nearly staying on the premises.
Yeah. Well, I was really lucky because I actually didn't have my license on me, and the insurance in the
Hold
car.
on, Aubrey. This is the definition of white privilege. Continue.
It really is, and like crying girl privilege as well.
Yeah.
I didn't have my license on me. The insurance in the car was expired, and the accident was my fault. So when the cop came up to me, he was like, "Where's your license?" I was like, "I don't have it." And he was like, "Oh my God, okay, whatever, I'll look you up." And then he's like, "Okay, where's your registration and your insurance?" And so I handed him my registration, and then I handed him the insurance that was in there, and I didn't check the date, and then he brings it back. He's like, "This is 2 years expired." And I didn't know because it was my brother's car, so like I didn't check for the paperwork before going to get tea. Sorry. Didn't think I was gonna crash it. And then, so when he finally came back to my car, he was like, "Okay, well, when I got in my first accident, I was 17 years old, and I want this to be a learning experience for you and not a punishment. But you don't have your license, your insurance is expired, and you caused the accident. One of these is an arrestable offense, and the other 2 I could give you hefty tickets for.
Damn.
But because you're scared, and I want this to be a learning experience for you, I'm going to give you a $15 civil citation that you just have to go to the court and pay,
$15.
and that's it."
I was bawling my eyes out.
Well,
You're not white enough, Lori.
Damn it. It's probably because I'm Irish.
I did
Yeah.
my makeup that day, so maybe like...
The running makeup streaks.
Yeah.
You're like,
So yeah, I got
did my makeup too in my crash.
extremely lucky with that.
lucky.
That's a word for it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying privilege wasn't involved.
Dude, I've gotten so many tickets, and the cops just fucking hate me.
You're so arrogant, that's why.
Not to cops, I'm not. I sit there, I'm like, "Hello, officer. I have all the paperwork ready every time. They don't have to wait for anything." I'm like,
It's the
"Here's my license."
sideburns.
It is.
It's
In
the
the sun, it's the
sideburns.
car. To be honest, I've
Yeah,
always driven
you look
douchey
like an
cars.
asshole.
Yeah, thank you, Aubrey. The Geo wasn't a douchebag car though, so they took pity on me with that car because they couldn't speed.
Yeah.
And they're like, "I don't know how the fuck you got it this fast, so just go." He must have been going downhill or something. But the Impala had black rims and black taillights, and then
Yeah.
I was in it, and they're like, "Nope, not today."
I bet
dude."
you were always with a girl too.
I was.
A different girl.
You probably look like a drug dealer, dude.
In the Celica, I did. They pulled me over on
8 Mile.
8 in Niquinder,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
and it was, dude. They thought I was buying drugs. They searched my car. It was
Oh my God,
terrible.
I would
Seriously?
freak
Yeah,
out.
they did.
You
I
see,
am-
the only times that I've been stopped by the police, and this is a story for y'all. I was stopped by the police coming back from Wayne State University, which is in downtown Detroit, for those of you who may not know. There's areas of Detroit that most people would say you just don't go through unless you have reason to
Yeah.
be there or you are from that area. I decided, because the expressway was packed with people and I was heading to East Point, just north of the east side, that I would drive down Gratiot through the lower east side all the way up to East Point. At about Gratiot and McNichols, I realized I was being followed by a black SUV. I figured, either this is some criminal element or these are...
I'm going to get abducted or arrested.
Die. Yeah.
or these are the police. I figured it was probably the police. And after I was followed for 4 miles, probably more than that actually, until I got to, where was I? Hoover, Shaner. I was on Shaner and 9 Mile when I finally got pulled over by this vehicle because I swerved a little. And he comes up to me, and I have a GPS sitting in my cup holder and my backpack sitting in the passenger seat and a couple illicit objects in my glove box. I am at this point a little bit scared, but hoping I can pull through. And the officer gets out of the car. He comes up to my window and he says, "Where are you coming from tonight? Is that your GPS sitting there?" I was like, "Yes, officer. I'm a little bit lost, actually. I'm coming from Wayne State. I'm a student. Here's my student ID. I'm just trying to get my car fixed in East Point." And he ends up letting me go out of the situation, recommending that I no longer drive through that area and I stick to the expressways. So I told him, "Oh, thank you for looking out for me, sir. Have a nice day." And I went on with my day. I called up my friend who's a Detroit police officer and I asked him, what's the deal? Why did I get followed for all these miles? What did I do wrong, or why do you think that this happened? And he said, well, the neighborhood that you're driving through is a high drug trafficking area, and they figured that a white woman driving through at that hour would be going there to pick up
drugs.
Yeah. So I'm really thankful that I didn't get searched that night.
Yeah.
That I was let go without any tickets, and we had a nice experience there, but it was just strange to be on that profiled side.
Yeah, I told the cop.
That's something that doesn't happen often for us.
I told my guy, he's like, why are you over in this area? I'm like, I'm officer. I'm literally just driving around. I'm just bored. And he's like, and after the search was over and I got back in my car because they put me in the cop car. It was great. I even asked, I was like, I'm not getting arrested. So
know your rights.
Yeah, right, I know. And he's like, next time you go driving around, go north. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would literally die if a cop put me in the back of the cop car.
It was horrifying. I was just sitting there and he couldn't open my trunk and I kind of laughed because my trunk doesn't work. He tried 4 times. He's lifting it.
Poor guy, dude. He probably thought that was sketchy.
Dude, the car's from 1993. Nothing works in it. He's like, I don't know why I pulled this kid over. Well, it's because I was speeding. But
how much over were you going?
25, I think. It was a 35. I was going 57.
SMA.
I was 22 over.
Wow. Did you get a ticket?
Oh, fucking of course I did. Have you seen that car? That's a ticket car. I've gotten 3 speeding tickets so far.
Oh my God.
I got a speeding ticket in my mother's vehicle heading back from Marquette. It's about 7 hours away. On the way up there, I had brought my friend a pineapple upside down cake.
Nice.
On the way back, I got stopped by the police, and they asked me if there was any weed in the vehicle. At the time, I had pretty bright pink hair and a tattooed female in the seat next to me. But other than that, the car did not smell of weed. There's no way. There was no weed in my mother's vehicle. No way. So he pulls me out of the car and interrogates me about the trunk. And I ended up saying, "Officer, if you'd like to tear my car apart and search it right now, you can." And he said, "Honestly, I'd rather not spend my time doing that. It seems like there's no weed in the car." After about 15 minutes of interrogating me and my friend in the passenger seat, he ended up just letting us go with a speeding ticket. I think he felt bad for the interrogation because I was going 20 plus over. I think it was around 90 and a 70.
Damn.
And
Michigan highways.
he gave me 5 over ticket. So
That's nice.
yeah.
I don't speed because I'm a responsible driver, just not in the rain.
No, you just brake really fucking hard all the time.
Probably
Listen.
tailing like Perry over here,
I don't tail
trying to kiss some ass.
I've never had a
Harry,
ticket
going
before,
through a
so-
drive-through with my brother is the most stressful experience you can ever do.
No, dude.
Yes, it is. Let me talk for a minute. We were going through a drive-through months ago. We were just hanging out, whatever. We got McDonald's or something like that. And, we order our food, and we're in the Jeep. We pull up to the car in front of us, because they're by the window, right? And so we had a little bit of leeway. He was going about 10.
Oh my God.
In the
fucking way.
drive-through. And then he didn't stop until literally maybe 3 feet away from the car. And I was like, what the fuck? I had a panic attack He did that 3
That's
more
me driving
times.
with you every day, Kyle.
You have a panic attack because you're afraid of like cars that turn.
Okay, wow.
Literally every time there's a car in the left turn lane facing the opposite way, they turn in front of my car. There's about fucking 500 feet of space.
I disagree.
I don't brake because that causes traffic flow. It obstructs traffic if I brake. I'm nowhere near these cars. Aubrey goes every time. She lifts her hands up and goes every single time, no matter what.
It's a bad habit. It's my anxiety.
So it's not my fault though.
But,
these
like,
cars are nowhere near me.
It's
Perry,
like when you're riding in the car with your mom and she grabs that like
Aubrey is mom.
handlebar
Yeah, she's
on the
a
top
mother.
of the roof and she's like, ah!
I told you
my-
at the beginning I
if
have old
my
people
car-
tendencies.
If my car had the oh shit bars, she would grab them every time.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes I like look up for them. Like I always
they're not
expect
there.
them to grow.
Yeah.
You should put some in for me.
I'll just put one on the passenger
Yeah.
side, yeah, just for Aubrey.
Yeah.
On the topic of cars, I know nobody here really cares about Tesla. Clay's not here. He was my Tesla guy, and David also is my Tesla guy, but he's not going to be here until May. Announcement, by the way, David will be joining us sometime in May, I believe he said.
I miss David.
I do too, but Tesla follow-up news, because I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks
2 weeks ago.
On the first episode, we talked about how Elon Musk has gotten himself into some trouble with Tesla, and the stocks were falling real bad because they couldn't produce enough cars. They've upped their production by, I think, 600 cars a week, so they're up to like 2,100 a week, which is good news. But in bad news for Tesla, they got kicked out of the investigation into the Model X crash in California because some highway safety group said that Tesla was releasing too much information about the crash before it was officialized. Tesla responded, I forget what they said, but they were like, fuck off, we're still doing it, essentially. Elon Musk sat down for a CBS interview, which is actually the first like official interview he's done in a while, because he obviously talks about like his rockets and stuff during live streams, but they're not like official interviews. So he sat down for CBS for an official interview, first time in a while, talking about the Tesla Model 3 factory and how they're ramping up production. And he's actually been sleeping at the factory, on the factory floor.
I believe that. He's so crazy
He's-
with his work ethic.
Yeah.
Also, question
Yeah.
for the panel. Is Elon Musk hot?
I would
I
say
have
he is.
never seen Elon Musk.
I will look up a picture.
But the Tesla
Nah, he
cars
looks
are
like
pretty
Hendrix.
sexy. I ain't gonna
Wow,
lie.
I
so you're saying
think he's
Hendrix is
hot.
ugly. He is. I agree with you.
He's like very like fit for like, how old is he? Like
He's gotta be
47 or
45.
something? But he's a good-looking man.
He
Plus, his smarts are very attractive. I love a man with a rocket ship, if you know what I'm saying.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, okay.
When he was
That's
like,
a bad picture.
that's not a bad picture. He looks sexy. Hold on.
I don't
We're
like him.
pulling up a picture of Elon
We're
Musk right
looking
now.
up Elon Musk. I know what he looks like because he's beautiful.
Isn't he like dating a model or something?
He was married to an actress. This one right here. No. How about that, Aubrey? Is that
Yeah. I think he's an attractive man.
He is. He's a very
He's
attractive
got nice
man.
eyebrows.
All right. Well, anyways, aside from the female part of the podcast,
Female part.
You said he was hot too, Kyle.
I didn't bring it up.
The stars in your eyes.
Yeah, he's beautiful. But no, back to the rocket joke that you brought up.
Yeah.
When he was courting his second wife, I think it was Tallulah Riley, is her name.
pretty
She was like, he said that he was going to show me his rocket ships, and then he literally did. So that's why I fell in love with him.
That's the kind of man I need.
Yeah, the guy who's going to show you his rocket.
One with puns and lots of money.
Yeah, the money probably helps. But
Yeah, but also the puns.
so Elon Musk has been sleeping on the factory floor, overseeing it. There was an article I saw this on Twitter, a dispute between The Economist, who said that Tesla was losing shares on the stock market because they're having so much trouble with the Model 3, and how they're going to be losing like billions of dollars within the next year, and how they're probably going to be out of business. And Elon Musk responds, I love this guy because he always responds to articles about his companies personally.
Yeah.
Via like social media, he does it
He's
publicly.
very sassy.
He's extremely snarky, yeah. And he responded to The Economist. He's like, actually, this is paraphrasing, I don't know the exact tweet, but he was like, blah, 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 blah. The Tesla Model 3 and Tesla itself will be profitable in quarters 3 and 4 of 2018, so stop spreading false facts. And after he said that, guess what happened?
They deleted it?
No. the stocks for Tesla went up.
Wow.
So good for him. Good job. So,
You know a lot about Elon Musk because you read his biography.
I read his biography.
But he has had lots of trouble with companies in the past.
Oh
right?
yeah,
With
SpaceX.
PayPal.
Almost,
Did he do PayPal?
He got ousted from PayPal. He wanted to be CEO. I don't think he ever officially was, or he was, and he did get ousted. And he was like, "Wow, this fucking sucks," because I like started this company, and then they didn't want to make him CEO, and that's why he's so vehement about being the CEOs of Tesla and SpaceX, because he co-founded Tesla. He didn't like officially found it. It was him and two other guys. They had the idea, and he was like, "I'm going to fund this because I support electric cars, and I want this to be a real thing." And he actually got into a feud with one of them because the other guy was like, "He didn't even found this. This is my company." But
well, joke's on him. We know Elon Musk's name and not that guy. So who's winning?
Who's winning? No. So he's, they. I feel like I don't know if it was Tesla or Solar City where they tried to do it again, where they tried to like overthrow him as CEO and put their own in, and he was like, "I'm not doing this again." No. Yeah. He's still the CEO.
Well, that's cool for him.
Yeah.
Good job, Elon Musk.
Well, at least no matter what type of struggle Elon Musk is facing today, Mark Zuckerberg has it worse.
That's true. Zuckerberg
Get
is
zucked, bro.
Get zucked. He's getting zucked. Although,
my God,
do
all
you
the
actually think
memes.
anything's actually
No.
going to happen to Facebook or him? Like,
No, Senate committee
he has
hearings
too
are
much money.
pretty much just like a showboating thing.
and also they don't know shit about what they're talking
No,
about.
because they're all old. It's basically just them talking and interrogating him for their constituents, like for the people that
Yeah.
vote for them, so that a voter can be like, well, I'll feel better about it because at least they asked him questions, you know. That's at
Those
least what I
questions
see
are
it as.
so hollow.
Because I
and
think if you
just so
follow the
dumb.
money trail, he actually funded a lot of the members that are sitting on Senate today. Or at least Facebook made a contribution to their campaign. So,
Yeah, I haven't looked into that. I just know that. No, I don't believe anything's going to happen to this guy.
No, I
or
mean,
Facebook privacy
with
settings,
most
you know.
privacy and stuff like that and social media, it never gets.
Congress does not give a shit about our privacy. They don't care.
No, they're like the ones invading it most
Yeah, I
of
know.
the time.
Patriot Act, thanks.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to 2001. Good year.
you want to talk about conspiracies again, Perry? No, I'm kidding. Save it.
Damn. All right.
Speaking of saving it, there's a reason I want him to save that conversation because I'm going to be doing a second show on our channel
Yes.
called OneCast. I'm going to try to film it next week, and I don't know if it'll be uploaded next week or the week after. But essentially, it's going to be a show about specific topics per episode. I want to make it a shorter show with only 2 people, myself included, and I feel like that'll cater to a little bit more people, so you don't have to sit down for an hour and listen to a podcast if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm
You can listen to the
excited
OneCast,
to listen to it and be on it eventually, I'm sure.
Eventually. Well, I'll have you on for the crimes episode.
Oh my
Better
God.
do your research.
I will bring case files.
The first episode is going to be me and Clay. I won't give away what the topic's going to be about until the
It's
show's
going to
out.
be a good one.
I believe it'll be good. So
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. We got about 13 minutes left if y'all want to.
Happy Friday the 13th, y'all!
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
There's some freaky shit goes down.
this morning I looked up Friday the 13th piercing specials because I know they do like the tattoo specials.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do $20 tattoos usually or $13 tattoos a lot of places. I know a couple people who have a couple of them, and they're all like pre-designs. Like they're just little ones that are like
Gotcha.
lightning bolts or like skulls, and you just go in there, pay $20, and they'll do it real quick, which is really cool. But nobody around here had piercing specials because I really want my nose
Let's
pierced.
go get tattoos.
All right, radical.
I'll pay for it. If
Oh,
it's
yeah.
$20, let's do it.
So I thought about it, but no luck.
No luck.
My parents would also kill me if I went
You're
home with a
18.
nose piercing. I know.
So fuck them. Sorry, Mrs. Carr.
Ooh.
I know she listened to one of the episodes.
She did. She listened to the first one. She liked it.
How far did she get into it? Because
I
we're
think
at
she
the end of
got
this one. So.
25 minutes in.
Okay, good. She won't hear this then.
No, she'll probably, since I'm on it.
Oh,
might.
she got the whole thing.
no.
Sorry, Miss Carr. Does Rob listen?
No.
Okay, good.
Rob works and plays music. That's all he does. And falls asleep watching movies.
Yeah, Aubrey's dad actually is in a big band.
He is. He's playing with, his band is opening up for Eddie Money again this year in May.
Really?
At DTE.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie
Murphy.
Money.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Great
Anybody.
actor. He's actually Dr. Doolittle. So.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
He's a solid gig. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Just because we get backstage passes and it's fun to go backstage at
You gonna invite
DTE.
me?
You can come.
That didn't sound very committal, so I'll take that
Everyone
as a
should
maybe.
come. We can get all the free tickets.
Okay, cool.
Dude, can I go backstage?
I'll take you backstage. Yeah, there's not like a pass for everybody, but I'll like take my
Oh,
mom's and I'll
shit.
take you
Nice,
backstage.
dude.
I was only backstage one time in my life at Electric Forest.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's actually really impressive.
I mean, we jumped the fence. And
Okay,
ran
less
into-
impressive.
They didn't get in
and
legally.
ran behind stage.
Okay.
For 12th Planet,
Did you streak?
and one of his. No, we did not streak, but it's
Less
Electric
impressive.
Forest, so everybody's half naked anyway.
Yeah.
But at this point, it was nearing sunrise in the VIP area, and for some reason, we decided it'd be a good idea to run backstage. We went into his tent, and some fancy-looking man came up to us and was like, "How did you all get back here? What are you guys doing here?" We were like, "Oh, we just we let ourselves in." He's like, "Oh, party on! Pass us some Red Bulls."
Party on, dude. Red Bull gives you wings.
I thought about going. I don't like festivals at all. I think I would have way too much anxiety and it would freak me out. And like I'd be dirty and like sleeping in a tent, not my scene.
dirty
But
people.
Lil Dicky's going. He's performing, and that's his only like Michigan day right now. And he's my favorite artist right now. So I thought about going, but I'm not going to because that's a lot of money for one artist.
Yeah, definitely.
Concert festivals, especially, are very
Yeah.
expensive. Is anyone here going to Warped Tour? Allegedly the last one.
I thought about it. I
me
might.
too.
I don't know I don't know if we could go together or something because
I know Bailey wants to go, so we could probably all three
Yeah.
of us. For people who don't know, Warped Tour is a Michigan specific thing, isn't it?
No, what?
I thought it was.
No.
It's a specific region though. It's not.
No, they do the whole country.
I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's not just here.
Which one am I thinking of then? There is a Michigan specific.
Electric Forest.
Bloodfest. You're thinking of Bloodfest.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. Anyways, for people who don't know what Warped Tour is, it's the pop punk tour.
Yes.
Of every major pop punk band and little ones.
I really wish that I wasn't like 8 years old in 2008, so that I could go and see like Katy Perry and like 303 and like All Time Low and Fall Out Boy do Warped Tour, because that's the lineup that like I wish I could see.
See, that's how I feel
Katy
about
Perry's
Electric
not pop punk,
Forest.
but,
And I was
you
like, I wish I could have went when I was
But
in
she kissed a
ninth
girl and she liked
grade.
it.
It was still mostly indie bands and
Yeah.
not all electronic. But
There's some good bands
whatever.
going this year.
Yeah, I'm Knuckle Puck, State
I
Champs.
hate Knuckle Puck.
Fuck
Oh
off.
my God.
Knuckle Puck.
I've
is
seen
great.
Knuckle Puck, actually.
You've seen Knuckle Puck?
Believe it or not. My
I'm
I'm
popsicle
I
can't
feel
ass
I'm
has
sorry
seen them.
for you.
Shut up. Knuckle
Is
Puck
Seaway going?
great. No.
That's disappointing.
None of our bands are going.
Yeah.
Besides Knuckle Puck and State Champs. I thought I saw another S1 Simple Plan.
Yeah, Simple Plan's going, I'm pretty sure. I know there was a couple. Well, they had a lot of good bands only going to like 3 dates.
Yeah.
Is like what the
Isn't
kicker
All Time
was.
Low doing it too? But
All Time
only...
Low's going until like 2 dates before ours.
Yeah, okay.
So that was
The
disappointing.
lineup was actually really good. I just forget most of them. This year's is not bad.
It was a lot of the smaller bands I like, but I'm also been thinking about going to Mopop in Detroit. So, because a couple of the smaller indie bands that I like are going there.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I've never actually been to a festival band
Me either.
thing. That'd be cool.
I've been to a lot of concerts, but not.
Yeah, I've
festivals.
been to quite a few concerts.
Yeah.
Mostly thanks to my first girlfriend. She took me to a lot of concerts, but Perry and I went to Coheed and Cambria when we were like 3 and 4. That
Fav-
was
we were-
best rock band song
yes, we
ever.
were. I have a picture with the lead singer, and I'm 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sucking my thumb in it. It's great.
You're a young boy.
I was a boyo, and then we went
Still
to
are.
Evanescence. Do you remember that?
Did you guys wake up inside?
Yeah,
That was my idol.
yeah.
Oh
Amy
my
Lee.
God.
Amy Lee, bro. I used to be emo as
Manic
fuck as a
Pixie Dream
kid.
Girl Amy Lee.
Perry was 5 and like looking in the mirror like, oh, who am I?
That's true.
Save me.
Damn. I used to listen to all them angsty ass bands, bro.
I like how you said that with like your painted nails like on your face. You're like, I used to
Oh
listen
yeah,
to those
my
angsty
nails are
bands.
painted too.
Yeah, he's
wow.
got red
Now
Red
he's
and
becoming
black.
angst.
I'm still.
Yeah,
angsty.
yeah.
He's embodied it.
You are the angsty
I was
lead
listening
singer.
to My Chemical Romance the other day. The whole like
I
Black
do that
Parade album.
sometimes. Yeah.
They're really good.
They're fucking awesome. Yeah.
Even their oldest or their newest stuff, that like the stuff they put out right before they broke up was really good. I liked
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the.
What has it
themed
been? 10
stuff.
years now?
No, they broke up
What
in
the
I think
fuck?
2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's been like Black Parade was I think either 2008 or 2010. It's that one's
I
old.
didn't know that.
But then they put out Danger Days in like 2012. I think.
Gotcha.
Yep,
I was
those
really
boys.
jealous.
I'm really happy for
My sister and Rob, my dad, saw their last tour, which was Blink-182 and My Chem, and Matt and Kim.
God.
That is such an amazing
That is
concert.
lit.
Dude,
And-
that would be
Matt and
fucking
Kim, though,
Yep.
wild.
I only know the one song, Daylight, their popular one, but it's a good song.
That's the best one.
I'm happy Blink's back together with a new singer. I don't really care that there's a new singer.
I miss Tom.
Oh yeah, we all miss Tommy, but
His voice, you can't replicate that.
oh, it's so bad.
Where
It's great.
are you?
Yeah, it's
Are they
amazing.
trying to, like, is a new singer trying to replicate
No,
the
he's
old
got
singer?
his own specific style.
That's good.
And
'Cause
I
I feel
appreciate
like that works out better. Like
Yeah.
with Grateful Dead when they got John Mayer in, and he doesn't like try to copy Garcia's style, but he carries on the Dead legacy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he does well with it. Better than if he tried to just be some sort of cover band.
Yeah, I think it's hard when you have to replace like a lead
A
component
very
of the
big-
band.
yeah.
Because like if a guitarist quits, like okay, it's a guitar. Like I'm probably gonna
Wow.
The guitarist, you know?
make some guitarist anger out there. But like it's hard to replicate someone's voice, and you shouldn't try to. But like
No.
when like if My Chemical Romance tried to replace Gerard Way's voice, like that would not work well. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no.
Because
Yeah,
so much of it hinges on his sound, and that's kind of how I felt about Tom DeLonge. But in their defense, they had 2 lead singers, and
Yeah,
Mark Hoppus is still
luckily,
there.
yeah.
So it still
They
sounds
still
like
got a
old
major
Blink when
component.
he's singing.
Yeah, definitely. Because they do have, obviously it's the same, bassist, guitar, and drums. So it's like just the voice is different.
Travis Barker is an
He's a really good
amazing drummer.
Yeah.
The song "Parking Lot" off their album California
Fucking good.
is amazing. It's one of the first songs Kyle and I like ever
We
like
bonded
jammed
over
out
it,
to. Yeah.
Aubrey and I met on the 4th of July,
There were fireworks.
and it was bad because I caught the lawn on fire. Not even my own house. It was David's girlfriend's house, and I
Yeah.
caught the lawn on fire. It was great.
Actually,
I put the bomb in upside down.
Wow.
So it
our
didn't
first
go well.
conversation that we ever had was about SpaceX
space.
and Elon Musk and space. And I was like, man, this dude's smart. My opinion has changed a lot since then.
Now she knows.
But he
me.
still knows a lot about space.
Yeah, that's
so.
the only thing I know a lot about.
Yeah.
I put on the front when I first meet people that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really smart.
I was like,
and
this
intelligent.
dude's intelligent.
Yeah. Nope.
Naive.
Now
Yeah, poor
I
Aubrey.
know.
It's a shame.
I've known him the shortest amount of time, I think, out of anyone here.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, Lori and I.
I don't know.
Well, you've like
I like seen
We don't-
him as a
you've
child
yeah.
from like
Yeah.
in his bedroom as I peeked through the hallway, but I don't think I ever talked to Kyle until recent days.
yeah.
We started getting close during Wayne State when I still went because we would
Yeah,
get
that
lunch
is true.
sometimes.
Yeah,
We get lunch together.
I missed you
Yeah,
over there.
I miss you too. I mean,
I'll
I'm
get
still
lunch
in-
with you next year.
There we go.
I'll
Yeah,
pay for
you'll
you
have.
with my
You'll
swipes.
you don't need me anymore.
I'll swipe you in the cafeteria.
Oh man,
Because
I've
Aubrey's
never
got
been
that
in
Rob
there,
money.
actually.
So.
It's actually all of the plans are unlimited meals, so
Ooh.
Ooh.
You gonna buy me lunch?
I will.
Awesome.
They have pretty
need
good
it.
cafeterias.
Nah.
They're
I
okay.
disagree, but
I don't know.
I've eaten there a couple
I
times.
always went out. I went to the local shops to get food. I never
Wow,
ate the
not all of us
cafeterias.
are rich, Kyle.
Yeah,
I mean,
nor
I
am
am, but
Yo, shut up, Aubrey. Literally. Okay. But- Nah, I wasn't even. I had the discount tire money though,
That's true.
which was not a lot comparatively, but
I mean, you were making dough for a while.
I
Well, that was
was.
after you quit school.
yeah.
When you were working
When I
full time.
worked full time, I was
like
making
12-hour days. Oh my god.
It's terrible, but I did have quite a bit of cash.
Never saw you, and when I did, you were covered in dirt.
Yeah, I was always messy. That's one of the reasons I hated that job. Perry knows we worked at discount tire together.
Yeah, it was rough, man.
Yeah.
Jobs suck.
Aubrey wouldn't know.
I had a
She had one job
once.
as a tax assistant
I did.
for her dad's company.
Yeah, that also sounds very rich and white.
Privileged centerline female I know.
I know.
Just playing.
No,
to be fair, I mean, this is a true statement.
but like it's true. Like I don't shy away from it. I'm not like I've had it rough. I haven't,
Yeah, that's okay.
but that's okay. I'm not
Everybody
like
has
a
their
millionaire.
trials.
No, not a millionaire. You're not actually that
Kyle
rich.
paid for my coffee today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was her birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy
Ooh,
belated.
happy belated.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you. Birthdays are a wonderful time. Just supposed to be spending time with the people you love. And Perry and Kyle and Lori are people I love. So I'm glad that I'm spending the day after with them.
Yeah. What'd you do on your actual birthday?
I went to dinner with my family. And I actually have a really funny story because for my 8th birthday, so 10 years ago, I decided to go to Joe's Crab Shack for dinner with my family. That's what we do every year. And I only picked it because I liked the giant shark hanging
But you
in
don't
the restaurant.
actually
I hate
like-
seafood.
yeah.
So I think I got like chicken tenders or something.
Nice.
But because it was my birthday, my family told them, they're like, oh my God, it's her birthday. But little did they know, I had actually pooped myself at the restaurant. And I was like, I'm like a big girl now. I can't let my parents know. It has to be a secret. I don't know why I didn't go to the bathroom and like try to clean myself up. I was 8, like dumb kid. So I have a distinct memory of them putting fairy wings on me and a tiara and having me run around the restaurant and like singing with me, and I was just crying because I had poop in my pants, and they're like, why are you upset? And I'm like, happy birthday. And it was
Oh my God.
like, that is such a traumatizing moment for me. I just remember how it felt to have this big secret that nobody else knew but me, but it made me so uncomfortable. That was, so I have great experiences with birthdays.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to let you know that the last 8 minutes of our podcast got cut short for some reason, so I'm here to overdub an ending for you. I just want to thank everyone for watching and listening, actually. And I want to let you know that sometime next week we will be starting a new show, and it'll be uploaded next week. And keep up to date. Follow us on Twitter at GLTG Podcast. And also, if you like our videos, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you want, leave a comment and we will reply back to you. So thank you again for watching.